Ladies and gentlemen, again, good morning and welcome back to the 2016 Carroll District Good Scout Award honoring Ed Leister. Is anybody else here for a different occasion? Okay, we're off to a really good start. Congratulations. Let's have a big round of applause to the folks from the Pleasant Valley Fire Department who served this meal. And if Sam Huff needs seconds or thirds, Sam, they're still waiting for you. They're ready to go. Sam's an eater. This is the 26th year that the Boy Scouts have recognized the outstanding contributions of an individual or individuals in Carroll County while raising funds to support the numerous programs that support nearly 1,700 Scouts in the county. Today, we're honoring one of Carroll County's largest, hardworking, never-can-volunteer people in the community, Ed Leister. But before we get to that, we'd like to acknowledge the presence of some past Good Scouts who are with us. As I call your name, and if you're able, stand to be recognized. 2002 is Lee Prim. 2005 is Lona Prim. 2006, Dave Bollinger. 2008, Faye Papalardo. 2009, Tom Welliver. 2012, Glenn Baer. 2013, Beth and Jack Tevis. Jack is here representing the family this morning. 2014, Caroline Babylon. And the reigning Good Scout, ending her tenure in about 15 minutes, 2015, Virginia Harrison. Ladies and gentlemen, our past Good Scouts who are with us this morning. Who did I miss? Faye Papalardo? Yeah, she gets two. Because Faye's that important. Jim, good to see you here too. Also with us this morning, representing the Baltimore Area Council, the Boy Scouts of America, is Manny Fonseca, Director of Field Services and Chief Operating Officer, and our Scout Executive, Brian Steger. We're always liking to introduce any elected officials who are joining us. As far as I know, only the President of the Board of County Commissioners, Steve Wance, is here. Steve? Did anybody else get elected while we weren't looking? Okay. Kevin, you don't count, but you can run anytime you want. I'd like to introduce a Scout speaker. This is a highlight for many of us of this program. We're picking pockets in the name of Ed, but we're really here to raise money for the Boy Scouts. And representative of the Boy Scout program here in Carroll County is our Scout speaker, Tyler Metz, a Life Scout from Troop 883, chartered to St. Joseph Church in Eldersburg. Tyler will share with us some of his memories and reflections of being in Boy Scouts. Tyler?
Good morning. My name is Tyler Metz, and I am a senior scout from Troop 883 in Eldersburg, Maryland. I have been in the scouting program since 2007, and that is 15 years, or that is 9 years, 15 years of the life that I've lived so far. I have invested a great deal of time into the scouting, and the program has completely changed my life. Scouting has made a better person out of me. Scouting has taught me the morals which are necessary for life. Scouting has prepared me for the years to come with life lessons like how to build a fire with weather permitting, how to roast the perfect marshmallow, how to operate a pocket knife with minimal injuries, how to shower once in only an entire week, Philmont once every 12 days. Scouting has also taught me what good food tastes like and what a third-degree burn feels like. And it has also taught me that you won't like everybody in life, but you have to get along with the idiots as best you can, even though it's very hard. In all seriousness, though, it has taught me how to teach and lead, what real friendship really is, and it has made me a better man. Scouting has taught me to stand up for what I believe in and to not buckle under peer pressure. Scouting has given me numerous once-in-a-lifetime opportunities that I would have never been able to take advantage of otherwise. I have attended the World Jamboree at Military Base Fort A.P. Hill. I have frozen myself to death in negative 51-degree weather at Ukpik. I have gone dog sledding in Minnesota. I have spent the night camping on a frozen lake. I have ran from my cabin to sauna with nothing on through the snow other than a pair of long underwear. I have hiked 106 miles in 12 days at Philmont, showering only once during that time, as I mentioned earlier. I have summited Baldy Mountain in New Mexico with an elevation of 12,441 feet and numerous adventures to come. 2017 holds many new opportunities and experiences. I am going to Sea Base in Florida, where I will be on a boat for 7 days and will participate in snorkeling, scuba diving, and fishing in the coral reef, as well as going to the Summit, West Virginia, where I will participate in whitewater kayaking, ropes course, rock climbing, zip lining, skating, BMX biking, archery, rifle shooting, whitewater rafting, and mountain biking. It's a busy week. Scouting has given me experiences few 15-year-olds have. It has taught me how to be a better person by living the Scout Oath and Law, and has helped me strengthen my faith. I know I wouldn't be the person I am today without this wonderful organization. Thank you.
Now that Tyler's all the way back in his seat, we all need exercise. Tyler, would you please come back? We'd like to present with you the Eagle Scout book, Spirit of Adventure. Tyler, as we introduced, is a Life Scout. That's the rank just before Eagle, and you're that close to being Eagle, right? Any minute now. It may happen before we're done the breakfast, but here's the book, Tyler. Congratulations.
Thank you.
If scouting is a manufacturing process, this is the product that comes off the assembly line. It's more than that, but Tyler represents more than, or nearly 1,700 Boys Scouts and career awareness and venture scouts here in Carroll County. They're all going to grow up to look like him or Ed Leister. But they're going to be successful. Tyler talked about his experiences in scouting, and he's representative of all the youth that the program serves. In the bigger picture is the Baltimore Area Council, the city and the 5 surrounding counties, and here to represent that area, that geography, and all the staff is our Chief Executive, Brian Steger. He's ready. Brian, just flying in from Louisville? Yeah, here he is.
Thank you, Dick. I guess you'll bathe in the ocean every day? That the plan? Okay, very good. Thank you, Dick, and thank all of you. Thank you for coming out this morning. I know it wasn't easy. I drove in from Baltimore, and I think I saw 9 accidents on the, not on my Garmin in the car, just trying to figure out the easiest way to get here. And I did enjoy the drive because so much holiday music. You all listen to holiday music this time of year? So that was a good moment for me. And Dick's right, I flew in late last night from Louisville. It was pouring rain there. As I walked to my gate, I heard about the flights that were being postponed or canceled or delayed, and I was so worried that I would not be here. But this was important to me to be here with you folks today. So thank you for coming out and expressing your support for the Good Scout Award, especially for all of our other Good Scouts that are here as well. It's so good to see so many of you turn out for this morning. If you look in your program, it says I'm closing. We're not done. I'm not closing the program, but I'm not going to get back up again. So I'm going to do it all in one sweep here. So I just imagine me at the end of this saying, have a great morning and happy holidays. I do have the great pleasure of thanking Virginia, our Good Scout, for 15 minutes, who chaired this committee and brought all of you here together. I'd like to present you with an award, so if you come forward, we trade you a little thank you gift. Kodak moment, everybody get, well, there's no Kodak anymore. Get your phones out.
I'm shocked. Getting this honor last year was amazing to me. And it makes our world a better place. And I look at things very differently. And I care even deeper. And it makes me want to do just more all the time. And I thank you. I thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I will be thankful. Did you want to get in that picture? I'm writing down that she said she wanted to do more. Opportunities abound. Let's talk a little bit about scouting here in Carroll County. We have about 1,700 youth represented in scouting, registered youth in the program, 51 Eagle Scouts. And I got to tell you that there's 270 or so Boy Scout councils in America. Some of them don't have 51 council-wide. He had 51 in this one county. Over 7,000 hours of community service work were provided by those Eagle projects. We're not done yet, so we're going to still keep the tally going till we finish yours. And probably one of the best things that we do and been doing since the mid-'80s is called Scouting for Food. So if anybody here put a can of food out for us in our collection, or have somebody knock on your door or tackle you as you went into the grocery store, that combined effort was over 26,000 pounds of food. What is that, about 13 tons of food collected? And we keep the food in the counties that it's collected in to feed our hungry neighbors. I think it's a great project, and it's a great way for scouting to be visible and to help our local citizens. There's more in your booklet if you want to read more of the highlights. There's plenty more on top of that. How do we accomplish this? We have really good community support. We have a very enthusiastic staff. If you're on the Baltimore Area Council staff, just kind of wave your hand a little bit, and we'll give you a little thank you for what you guys are doing. But mostly we do it with, I don't know enough adjectives to say, incredibly dedicated volunteers. If you have ever been a volunteer in the Scout program, ever, or you currently are, would you please stand and let me acknowledge you? There you go. In this age of superheroes, anybody been to a superhero movie lately? You can't hardly not go to see one. In this age of superheroes, I've got to tell you, my superheroes are the volunteers we have in the program. Boy Scouts remember 25 years after they're Scouts. They remember what they did at the Sea Base and Philmont and summer camp and jamborees. They probably don't remember what they did October 2nd, October 9th, October 16th, October 26th. But they stayed in the program because a group of volunteers provided a dynamic adventure, a great thrill, kept them in the program. So thank you for all you volunteers who are tireless in what you do. Why are we doing this? We had this table talk over here now about declining attendance in churches worldwide, declining attendance in civic clubs. Our membership has declined a little bit, but we're on the rebound. We grew last year, and we look like we're going to grow again this year. Pretty dynamic program in Central Maryland, but we do it because of those kind of things. So many of us has a goal to raise our children in a lifestyle. I think that's what we said. We wanted to give our children a better growing up than we had. Any of you have that goal? Well, we succeeded. Now look what we've done. Our children today are making more and more decisions without our help, and sometimes those decisions aren't to go to a church, to be a community supporter, maybe even to demonstrate patriotism when you should. You want to save America? You want to really build a better America? Support the Boy Scouts. There are a number of worthwhile organizations, but we are that organization that promotes duty to God and country, to our fellow neighbor, our fellow man, and to ourselves. What a great oath that we have. We are that organization, and you can help build a better America. What do I say, Manny? One scout at a time. That's right. Thank you. Help us to do that. In our tenure, in 106 or so years, the Boy Scouts of America has had 110 million registered members. 110 million. There are over 50 million still living alumni. We've got a powerful base to work from. What we need is probably the most powerful advertising I've ever known of. It's called word of mouth. It's not on your phone. It's not tweeting. I'm not sure what that is. And I don't know what Snapchat is, but I've heard it heard the word. I've figured out Facebook, but I think that's probably going away. We need people to talk about scouting, whether you're in scouting or not. The things that scouting can do to help build better communities, and we need your help on that. I sometimes tell you, and I don't know how many of you think you live the greatest life of all time. We have great lives. We can walk out here in the ground and we can plant a seed and it'll grow. Just about anything you can think of will grow in our country. We're so blessed, and yet sometimes we take that for granted, almost to the point of being somewhat spoiled, but I'm not sure that's really it. We just need to be reminded from time to time how important our contributions are to the community. That's why I flew in late last night. That's why I'm here today. This is important to me. We cannot do it without you. There are not enough employed scout people to do what you guys are doing. So thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for being here this morning. And remember what I said in closing. Oh, I got to tell you too, I've got all these things going through in my head. I got an aging family. I've got an older brother that's becoming disabled, and there's not really someone to take care of him in Atlanta. I'm thinking about all these things as I'm driving in, and all of a sudden that holiday music I mentioned starts kind of taking over in my head, and I don't even know all the words, but Elvis is singing a holiday song, so I'm just singing right along with him. I just make them up as I go. And then I turn on Pleasant Valley Road. Life can't get any better than that. So I'm glad to be here with you. I'm glad to have traveled down Pleasant Valley Road. I need to do that more often. And remember what I said somewhere at the end of this, happy holidays. Thank you, Dick.
Yeah, thank you, Brian, for your leadership and your words this morning. He was only in Louisiana for a couple of days, and look how he picked up that accent so quickly. Each year, the Good Scout Award is presented as a recognition to a community leader who dedicates, I don't know what's going on with my throat, normally this doesn't happen, time and energy for Carroll County. And the award goes to somebody who exemplifies in his or her daily life the ideals represented in the Scout Oath and Law. And we thought, who knows Ed Leister better than another banker who's never figured out how to retire? And that's Lee Prim. Lee was our 2002 Good Scout. He's the Director of Development and Major Gifts at the ARC in Carroll County, and he's going to tell things about Ed Leister that Ed doesn't want us to really know. Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Prim.
Good morning. Ed Leister was born right here in Pleasant Valley. He was born in his grandmother's house. It was about 1,500 feet from where we are this morning. The house burned down about a year ago. I think it was burned down intentionally to leave room for the Ed Leister plaque that will go up one day on that site. Ed graduated from Westminster High School. He then graduated from Baltimore Business College. In 1961, he went to work for Greenbelt Consumer Services, and I believe that's the old Greenbelt Co-op back in the old days. But in 1963, he came back to Carroll County. He came to work for Union National Bank on Main Street as a commercial lender, and he's been here ever since. He's been a very respected businessman here ever since. Ed has always displayed three major characteristics. First and most importantly, he's been a family man. He's been totally dedicated to his wife, Becky, and to their two children, Judith and Monty, who are both here this morning. Let me say here and now how important the influence of Becky Leister has been on the development and presentation of Ed Leister. Becky, congratulations. He has been a successful businessman. He was, for years at Union National, a multifaceted banker. He was co-founder of the M. Rebecca Gallery of Art on Main Street in Westminster, thereby bringing a bit of culture and class to Westminster's Main Street. He was a Boy Scout. here in Pleasant Valley. He was a member of Troop 705 here. He went to Philmont in 1968. I don't know if he got to 12,200 feet, but he went to Philmont in 1968. He attained the rank of Star in Scouting. And finally, the Pro Dio et Patria Award was presented to Ed, which is a Boy Scout award, by the Lutheran Church. He said in a paper presented to me the following: "My life, career, and community service demonstrate honesty, integrity, and dedication." I think that all of us in this room can verify that that is true of Ed Leister. Ed, would you please join us at the podium? Dick? And it gives me great pleasure to present this award to Edward for his dedication and service given to our community and for the respect in which he has held your friends, your colleagues. The Baltimore Area Council Boy Scouts of America takes great pleasure and pride in declaring you the 2016 Carroll County Good Scout. Ed, congratulations. If you both can move over to the table.
Hold your applause, because Ed's not the Good Scout yet. To be a Good Scout, you have to look like a Good Scout. Eric, or Tyler, can you please come back? So we have a couple of adornments that are going to make Ed Leister look like our 2016 Good Scout. First, we're going to need a neckerchief. Now, this looks like an ordinary neckerchief, and Tyler, go ahead and help put that on Ed. But it has many uses in first aid. It can be a sling, it could be a bandage, and that's part of why it was designed to be a part of the Scout uniform. It is held together by what you might call a neckerchief slide. It's also known as a Turk's head knot or a woggle. It's one strand of leather that, like the sign of infinity, it apparently has no beginning and no end, but it's long enough to tie things up. If you take it apart, you'll never get it together again. Many scouts have tried it. Ed, do not do this at home. But it's quite handy on the neckerchief, and both are at the ready to be prepared for any emergency that may occur. We're having an emergency right now. Yeah, we're having an emergency right now. There's a lot of pressure, Tyler. This is part of your Eagle requirement. Here it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have liftoff. Now, another part of the uniform is the scout stave or walking stick. You can use this at the Ark to chastise any member of the staff who may need it. You may give it to Lee if he needs something to lean on, but that looks like almost a complete Good Scout. But we need a hat, the campaign hat. Now, we have two sizes. They're too big and too small. Let's see how this works. Looks like Goldilocks. There we have, ladies and gentlemen, Ed Leister, our 2016 Good Scout. Now, who thinks we could get him a Crown Victoria, put him out on 140, and make some money for the Ark? I think it's, can you hear say pull over? All right. And then lastly, would you present to him the Scout statuette? And we haven't used this one often in Carroll County, so let me tell you a little bit about that. This statuette hopefully will be in a prominent place in Ed's home or work. And the scouting program came to America from London in 1910, brought over by Lord Baden-Powell, the founder of scouting in America. Around 1914 in the Philadelphia area, there was a scouter by the name of Dr. R. Tate McKenzie. And in addition to scouting, he was a sculptor. He sculpted this statue to be representative of the values of scouting. You'll notice the hat. Unlike Ed, the hat is off the head and over the heart as a sign of respect and reverence. They'll come back later. His hand is resting on his axe, representative of the founder of our country, George Washington, and being prepared. And around the base of the statue are the Scout laws: trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And so is our good Scout. Ladies and gentlemen, Ed Leister.
Lee said that I only had a few minutes, so I kept it to a couple pages here. I do want to thank you. It's quite an honor to be named the Good Scout for 2016. But the thing I want to tell you is you have to understand that instead of I, it's a lot of we in this. I couldn't have accomplished anything without all the people who mentored me, who helped me, and who answered when I asked for their help. I've been blessed in that. And my wife and my children, they gave a lot of their time to assist me, and they also carried on at home when I wasn't there, because you probably know I wasn't home a lot. I was always out helping the community. But I've tried to live my life with kindness, helping anyone who was in need. But the real reason we're here today, and I'm going to emphasize it again, the real reason we're here is to raise money for scouting and to keep this program alive in Carroll County. The highlight of my career, if you read the thing, was going to Philmont. You can imagine being a little boy, 16 years old, raised in this tiny community, and I had the opportunity to go to Cimarron, New Mexico, and yes, I did get on top of Old Baldy, and we told our leader that we were from the mountainous area, and we've been over mountains before, but you know, we've never been over mountains where the leaves don't grow and there's no trees. When you get above the tree line, the air gets a little thin. And I will tell you, my leader, one of my leaders that was with us, it took us all day to get to the top. And he sat down on a rock up there and he says, I don't care if I die here, I need 20 minutes to rest. And our leader said, well, it took you so long to come up, you can eat the apple out of your pack, but you got to start back down or we won't be in the valley before dark. It was a huge lesson for people from this town. But, you know, I want to talk about scouting. I think scouting provides a number of things. And let's forget the laws for a moment, but if you're a Boy Scout, you learn manners, you learn respect, you learn character, you learn common sense, trust, integrity. You learn to love and you learn teamwork. That's really what scouting's about. Their motto is be prepared. Their slogans do a good turn daily. And, you know, in their oath, they have duty. And their duties to God and country, to know and serve God, to be a Christian. Their duty to self, to keep themselves physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. And there's also duty to people. And for me, as the executive director of Food Sunday, the Boy Scouts do a tremendous food drive in this county. This past year, 26,500 pounds, of which about 15,000 pounds come to Carroll County Food Sunday. That is a tremendous help to us. We would be hard-pressed if this thing would disappear. I can't tell you how much it means. So whatever work or volunteerism any of you do, it's an extension of who you are and your values. And thank you very much for this award.